For the last year or so, I have been using AI models like ChatGPT to help me grow flowers. But I had to stop because turns out at least half the time, the advice it gave me was just plain wrong. That little disclaimer is doing a lot of work. And it's not wrong in a little, oops, I used the wrong term kind of way, more in a follow this advice and you get no flowers kind of way. So today I want to talk about why that happens, the specific ways I've seen AI get gardening advice wrong, and how to make sure you don't kill your plants because you listen to it. Before I get into the gardening specific examples, I think it helps to understand what these chatbots actually are. What most folks call AI is actually a large language model. And what that means is that its primary skill is language. We often treat AI like it knows everything, but the truth is it doesn't know anything, at least not in the way that humans know things. What it does is it predicts what a good answer to your question would sound like, based on patterns in a huge amount of human writing. So when you ask it a question, its main job is to give you an answer that sounds polished, smooth, and authoritative. But sounding authoritative and having correct information are two different things. So when you ask it a factual question, it's often just wrong. The chatbot also makes hella assumptions because it doesn't want to annoy you by asking too many questions. You might click away. It doesn't drill down into the specifics of where you live and what kind of growing environment you might have to give you accurate, actionable advice. It just tells you something that sounds right, but may or may not be true at all. Also, if you use chatbots, you've probably noticed how they're always telling you, oh, wow, you're thinking about this in exactly the right way. That's a wonderful idea. You have great instincts. This is another part of the user experience. It's designed to be engaging. It's designed to keep you chatting, but rigorously fact-checking itself? No, that's on you. And if you have to fact check everything the AI chatbot tells you, why even ask it in the first place? There are a few ways I've noticed that LLMs screw up gardening information specifically. The first is just plain factual inaccuracy. Here's an example. Last week, I published a video about how you can start your own cut flower garden for $50. And one of the plants I recommend is annual phlox. When I edited my script through ChatGPT, it told me that annual phlox should be surface sown. I happen to know that's not correct because I've grown annual phlox and it needs darkness to germinate. But if I didn't know this already, or if I didn't independently verify it, I could have passed this incorrect information on to you guys, and then someone would have surface sown their phlox and not gotten any germination, and then they would have blamed me for it. And rightly so, because I should not be outsourcing factual accuracy to something that does not prioritize factual accuracy. And this isn't a weird edge case. Even something as simple as taking a photo of a seedling and asking, hey, is this a weed or is this foxglove? It's wrong about half the time, basically coin toss odds. And when it's wrong and you tell it, no, actually, I think that is a foxglove, all it does is say, oh yeah, right, that's a foxglove, well spotted. Super useful, chat. So what I'm saying is whenever you get a fact in a response from a chatbot, you got to verify it in a book, on a seed company website, through your local gardening extension office, or even by talking to someone or watching a video of someone who's done the thing that you're interested in. Don't just trust what the bot tells you. Even if part of it is right, part of it is also wrong. And which part is which? It's a secret. You got to figure that out by yourself. So fun. The second way AI fails with gardening is the concept of time, calendar math. It's kind of incredible how bad these tools are at this. And this one is a huge problem because so much of gardening is about timing. When should I prune my roses? When can I pre-sprout my dahlias? Can I still plant sweet peas at this time of year right now? These are not small details. These are often the difference between success and failure. And for whatever reason, large language models are just kind of terrible at this. In fact, I worked for a time in evaluation of AI responses to common questions. And the number one way I found to trip up the model was to ask it about gardening calendar math. Here's an example. If I ask, when should I start ranunculus in zone 6B? It might say something like, you should start ranunculus 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date. In zone 6B, that means you should start them around April 30th. And that is completely wrong. April 30th is not 6 to 8 weeks before my last frost date. April 30th is my last frost date. And I know from experience that is way too late to start ranunculus around here. That is not a tiny mistake. That's the kind of mistake that can lose you a whole crop. Also, it's truly wild when you realize if you ask the same question 5 minutes later, you might get a totally different response. Or if you ask a question on Friday and you come back on Saturday or Sunday to pick up the thread of the conversation, the chatbot will still think it's Friday. And confusion about days is not great, especially when your question is literally about timing. So if you're trying to figure out frost dates, sowing windows, succession planting, transplant timing, days to maturity, bloom timing for an event, I would not recommend relying on what a chatbot tells you. Because again, the answer might sound plausible, professional, customized to exactly the question that you asked it, but none of that makes it true. The third area where I have found chatbots to be especially weak in the garden is around troubleshooting. And I think this makes more sense when you realize what the chatbot is doing. It doesn't have any actual knowledge. It's just creating a response that sounds good and might be true, but it's not creating one that will actually solve your real-world problem. Here's an example. Last year, I set up some raised beds in my side yard, and so I had to make a soil mix for them. So I got some products that I thought would work well, but once I planted it out, nothing was really thriving in there. So I asked a chatbot, hey, what do you think is going on? It said, I bet it's the pH. I tried the pH. That was not it. Then it said, okay, try nitrogen, try phosphorus, try potassium. Literally the 3 things that are in fertilizer. It was clearly just throwing darts at a board, hoping something would hit. It had no real insight. It was just cycling through plausible sounding answers while sounding very sure of itself. And that got me nowhere. How I eventually solved the problem was by going to a garden center, talking to a human being with experience and knowledge and context, and asking for help. Within a few minutes, she diagnosed the issue. The texture of my soil mix was really, really fine, and with the torrential spring rains, likely just washed all of the nutrients away. She suggested a couple of ways to improve the texture. I tried them, and almost overnight, my plants looked much happier. And that, to me, is where AI is clearly the weakest. When solving a problem relies on context, judgment, and pattern recognition in the real world. AI just guesses. And it's not so much that chatbots get things wrong sometimes. Humans get things wrong too. It's the combination of being really wrong and also sounding super confident at the same time. That's what really makes them risky. If a random person I spoke to at a garden center told me 3 contradictory things in the span of a couple of minutes, I'd probably clock that pretty fast. And unless something was really off with them, they'd most likely develop a little bit of humility after being wrong several times and drop the pose of supreme confidence. But AI never drops that pose, no matter how many times it's wrong. When the chatbot says something that's completely incorrect, it never even knows unless you tell it. And if you tell it, hey, that's not right, it just agrees with you, then moves on as though the misstep had never happened. It comes in polished language that sounds smart and simple and easy to understand. But what's really happening? All of the messy complexity that makes something actually true just gets glossed over in this breezy air of authority. And because it's so convenient to get an answer that seems like it's tailored to your exact question, and the answer is very simple and clear, it's super tempting to just accept that answer and move on. But misinformation is not going to help your garden grow, no matter how smart and simple and authoritative it sounds. Gardening is about soil and water, timing and technique, weather and wildlife, sunlight and microclimates. It's trial and error and observation over time. All of those are real world things. And real world things are where AI chatbots just start bluffing. Now, to be fair, I do think AI is useful for a lot of stuff. If you want it to help you write a letter of recommendation or practice for a tricky meeting, or come up with an organizational system or a first draft of a report, it's a good tool for that kind of thing, for language, ideas, and human-made systems. But if you wanted to help you troubleshoot your soil, identify a mystery seedling, create your planting calendar, or even just grow some cherry caramel flocks, AI is not the right tool for that. And that's why I wanted to talk about this today, because it seems like we're starting to trust AI to give advice that it's really not equipped to give. And in gardening specifically, following incorrect advice from a chatbot can cost you time, money, even a whole season's crops. AI is not an expert in these kinds of real-world, tangible applications. But there are a whole lot of humans that are, and you can talk to them, or you can read books that they wrote, or blog posts that they've created, or watch their videos. There is a lot of great, trustworthy information out there to help you and your garden grow. Now, these sources may not compliment your intelligence every time you ask them a question, but they will give you some good information to grow with. So what do you think, y'all? Have you been using AI to help you with gardening or other stuff? I have some complicated feelings about it. Maybe you do too. Let's talk about it. And if you want some human-made growing advice that actually works, I'll link a few videos for you up here, specifically my $50 cut flower garden plan to help you get started growing your own bouquets. So thanks for spending some time today. And yeah, tell me what you think below. I'll see you in the next one.